and welcome to our Group 15 presentation about cryptocurrency. My name is Finn Eckert, and alongside are my teammates Max, Alusia, Anthony, and Long. Cryptocurrency. First of all, what is cryptocurrency? Cryptocurrency is a type of currency that is digital and decentralized, meaning that you will never find a $20 bill, for example, or a $1 bill in your wallet or in your hand to just touch it. Cryptocurrency will never be in your hand. It's always in digital form or in your phone, and you will just see it over your screen. And decentralized, meaning there's no central place where it is stored, for example, a bank. Cryptocurrencies can be used to buy and sell things, and their potential to store and grow value has also caught the eye of many investors. Saying that cryptocurrency, it's just like any other currency. You can buy things, you can sell things with it, but that's also a form of investment for a lot of people because you can make a lot of money but also lose a lot of money in a fast matter of time. There are thousands of different cryptocurrencies available today, and the most known is probably Bitcoin, and there's other big ones, for example Ethereum or XRP, which are also pretty big and uprising today. Cryptocurrency is held by a digital wallet and can be bought or bought through online exchange. Which that saying is you mostly have an app, for example Coinbase, which holds a digital wallet in the app where you have your Bitcoin on and you can like exchange your Bitcoin there or your other cryptocurrencies there, and you can sell something, but you will never do it in person over like a $20 bill, for example. Cryptocurrency has a prime principle of being decentralized, meaning that there's nothing that will be in one point. So everybody has its own cryptocurrencies and values it by itself, which is also saying cryptocurrencies maintains itself by their users, and that's different to our nowadays like currencies, for example the dollar, which is maintained and valued by the US government. And cryptocurrency transactions are recorded and decentralized on a decentralized ledger, which is also called blockchain, and we will talk about that later on during this presentation. You can use cryptocurrencies to make purchases. However, your purchase power is limited because crypto isn't yet widely accepted among retailers and other businesses. For example, the dollar, you can like buy everything in the internet, in person, you can use it everywhere, but cryptocurrency is not accepted everywhere, and it doesn't have to be accepted. It's not the law that you have to accept cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency, as mentioned, is a type of investment, but you need to be careful with that because without a clear track or record to assets on long-term value, cryptocurrency rises and falls on an unpredictable demand cycle. Also saying that, as mentioned in the beginning, one day you make a lot of money with cryptocurrency, the next day you lose all your money with cryptocurrency. And that matters. In a matter of sense, I want to say that if you feel like you want to invest in cryptocurrency, make sure you only invest money that you can afford to lose again, because it can go fast that you either make money or lose money. And if you lose, for example, if you have $1,000 and you need 800 of those to pay your bills, and you invest all the $1,000 in your cryptocurrency and you lose all the money, that money's gone and you will never get it back. But also being said, cryptocurrency is not a safe currency, so be careful on what you do and how much you invest in it. Next on, we will talk about Bitcoin.
Hello, my name is Longwin, and I'll be talking about Bitcoin. So, what is Bitcoin? Bitcoin was the first cryptocurrency ever created in 2009. Therefore, Bitcoin is the first blockchain-based cryptocurrency. Furthermore, Bitcoin is the most popular cryptocurrency thus far. In fact, Bitcoin is the best known out of more than 5,000 other cryptocurrencies. Moreover, Bitcoin and some other cryptocurrency value have skyrocketed in the past few years. As a matter of fact, Bitcoin's price has more than doubled in 2021. Currently, there are about 18.8 million Bitcoins in circulation. Thus, that means there are roughly 2.2 million Bitcoins left that aren't in circulation yet. Continue for what is Bitcoin. Additionally, the total value of all cryptocurrency is around $1.8 trillion. Surprisingly, Bitcoin makes up about 46.5% of the total value. Bitcoin's creator, Satoshi Nakamoto, described the need for an electronic payment system based on cryptographic proof instead of trust. Since its public launch in 2009, Bitcoin has risen dramatically in value. Today, a Bitcoin is now worth more than 62,000 US dollar because its supply is limited to 21 million coins. So how does Bitcoin work? Initially, Bitcoin was made to act as a payment tool essential to the online world because it is faster, cheaper, open, and decentralized. Each Bitcoin transaction that has ever been made exists on a public ledger accessible to everyone, making transactions hard to reverse and difficult to fake. Moreover, Bitcoin isn't backed by the government or any issuing institution. Therefore, there is nothing to guarantee their value beside the proof. Essentially, Bitcoin has value because people believe it has value. Similarly to gold. Continue about how does Bitcoin work. Bitcoin is built on distributed digital record called a blockchain. For a transaction block to be added to the Bitcoin blockchain, it must be verified by the majority of all Bitcoin holders, and the unique codes used to recognize user wallet and transaction must conform to the right encryption pattern. These codes are long, random, and incredibly difficult to fake. In fact, a person guessing the key code to your Bitcoin wallet has roughly the same odds as winning a Powerball lottery 9 times in a row. So how does Bitcoin mining work? Most importantly, Bitcoin provides incentive to keep the system running. People who choose to mine Bitcoin use a process called proof of work, deploying computers in a race to solve mathematical puzzles that verify transactions. To reward miners for solving the puzzles and support the overall system, the Bitcoin code rewards miners with new Bitcoins. Hence, that's how new Bitcoins are created. Back then, the average person could mine Bitcoin, but that's no longer the case. The Bitcoin code is designed to make solving its puzzles and more difficult over time, requiring more and more computing resources. Continue with how does Bitcoin mining work? Today, Bitcoin mining requires powerful computers and access to massive amount of cheap electricity to be successful. Bitcoin mining also pays less than it used to, making it even harder to recoup the rising computation and electrical cost. By 2040, it is estimated all Bitcoins will have entered circulation, meaning mining will release no new Bitcoins, and miners may instead have to rely on transaction fees. So how to use Bitcoin? First, Bitcoin is a decentralized digital currency that you can buy, sell, and exchange directly without a go-between like a bank. Many institutional investors are treating Bitcoin as digital gold to fight against inflation. Bitcoin is generally used as an alternative investment, helping diversify a portfolio apart from stock and bonds. Furthermore, Bitcoin can be used to make purchases, but the number of vendors that accept cryptocurrency is still limited. Continue with how to use Bitcoin. Big companies that accept Bitcoin include Microsoft, PayPal, and Whole Foods. You can also use a service that allows you to connect a debit card to your crypto account, meaning you can use Bitcoin the same way you would using a credit card. The provider converts your Bitcoin into dollars. Furthermore, in countries with less stable currencies, people sometimes use cryptocurrency instead of their currency. So how to buy Bitcoins? Well, most people buy Bitcoins through cryptocurrency exchanges. Exchanges allow you to buy, sell, and hold cryptocurrency. Major changes include Coinbase, Kraken, Gemini, and Robinhood. Moreover, Bitcoin is stored in a wallet. A hot wallet, also called an online wallet, is stored by an exchange or a provider in the cloud. Providers of online wallets include Exodus, Electrum, and Mycelium. A cold wallet or mobile wallet is an offline device used to store Bitcoin and is not connected to the internet. Some mobile wallet options include Trezor and Ledger. Continue with how to buy Bitcoin. Nowadays, Bitcoin is expensive. However, you can buy fractional Bitcoin from some vendors. However, there is a fee for it, generally a small percentage of your Bitcoin transaction amount, but it can add up on small dollar purchases. Bitcoin purchases are not instant because they require the transactions to be verified by miners. Therefore, it may take you at least 10 to 20 minutes to see your Bitcoin purchase in your account.
Presenting on the blockchain. So what is a blockchain? A blockchain is an immutable decentralized ledger, and that's quite a bit, but you can think of it as almost like a database, like an Excel spreadsheet that everyone who is on that network is able to access. However, everyone can have read permissions so they can see what is in the database, but in order to have write permissions and change the database, not everyone has that, and that has to be you have to have something to verify that you are able to write to the ledger. So fundamentally, it's a new data structure, and it solves a classic computer science problem called the Byzantine general problem. And what that is there is a city that's under siege, and there are these Byzantine generals, and they're all trying to come to a consensus on what time to attack. But there may be traitors among the generals who will lie and say the wrong time, and in the problem, everyone they will only be able to achieve the desired outcome if they attack at the same time. So it's critical that they are able to achieve group consensus. So normally, when you're just using oral messages, this can only work when about 2/3 of the generals are not traitors, and that makes sense because there's no way to verify that someone's not a traitor without having any sort of cryptography involved. So when it's not oral communication that's being used, and communication is able to be verified using cryptography, then the Byzantine general problem can actually be solved for any amount of traitors as long as communication is able to be verified. So now I'm going to talk about some applications that can be built on top of blockchains. So the most popular is cryptocurrencies right now, and the most popular cryptocurrency is Bitcoin. So you have the Bitcoin blockchain, and then there's also a few others like Ethereum and Solana that have their own blockchains with other disadvantages and advantages like kind of programmability, speed, security. Solana's a lot faster than Ethereum, but it uses less nodes to verify transactions, so it can be seen as a little less safer, while Ethereum's uses more nodes to verify a transaction, but is obviously a little slower and more expensive because of that. So it's interesting to see who will kind of win that battle. And yeah, like I mentioned, programmable blockchains allow functions like smart contracts to be programmed, and even sometimes more complex governance systems like decentralized autonomous organizations or DAOs. And DAOs a lot of times will have a token that they can issue to participants in their organization, and they can use that as an incentive to have people write code or do certain things that one would want to do in an organization. But you don't have to have some sort of centralized business like we normally think of today. Yeah, this technology has the potential to revolutionize many industries, ranging from education to healthcare to financial services. Right now, we're seeing it play out in financial services, but really the applications are like I said, are just all throughout different industries. A few example applications. One is like seafood verifications, kind of niche, but there's this one seafood supplier that wants to verify that wants a way to verify how seafood is caught and bought, and they want to be able to see the entire supply chain, and there's many participants in it, and using something like a blockchain instead of just a traditional database allows them to verify that certain products were caught within a certain amount of time to make sure they're fresh. Another thing that's become pretty popular is digital art. It's kind of a way to allow artists to profit off of their work that was not possible before, and it's basically a way to verify that this person sold it to you and you now have digital ownership over it. Another thing, kind of like the seafood verification, is supply chain management. There's a lot of different players involved, and they're all able to use one blockchain. Then they're able to kind of gain consensus and be able to trust each other easier than instead of just having one centralized database.
Ethereum. What is Ethereum? Ethereum is a blockchain platform that was launched in July 2015. There are 8 founders of Ethereum, and they are listed all on the slide, of which the first founder, Vitalik Buterin, is the only one that remains active in still developing Ethereum. The other 7 founders have either worked on developing rival cryptocurrencies or have gone on to other projects. Because Ethereum is a blockchain platform, it needs a cryptocurrency that is used on the platform. And the cryptocurrency that was created for this purpose is called Ether, abbreviated as ETH. Because Ethereum encourages developers to build apps, games, or whatever on the Ethereum platform, they created a programming language that is used for this purpose and is called Solidity. These decentralized apps that are built on the platform are called dApps. And because Ethereum is a blockchain, each transaction needs to be verified and processed. All of this process requires computation power and costs money. The fees for each of these transactions are called gas. Like a credit card, for example, when you make a transaction, the bank is the one that verifies it. However, since there's no central authority on Ethereum, miners are required to verify and process each transaction. The reward for devoting some of your computing power for this purpose is to then mine some of the cryptocurrency and make a profit. And this profit for the miners comes from the gas, which is the fee for the transaction. So some statistics on Ethereum. Currently, it is the second largest cryptocurrency behind Bitcoin. As of May 2021, its market cap was 500 billion and has only increased since. And in 2018, there were over 100 million Ether in circulation. Unlike Bitcoin, which has a fixed number on the number of Bitcoin that can exist, which is 21 million, there is no upper limit on the number of Ether. Part of this was that the current number of Ether far surpasses the anticipated amount, and that this increasing number of Ether was not really planned or expected by the developers when they first created it. As a result, there has been some plans to introduce a limit on the number of Ether. However, they are still in the discussion phase, and nothing has been implemented to put a hard cap. Currently, it takes approximately 51.8 days to mine 1 Ether, and the median gas, which is the fee for a transaction, in earlier 2021 was $10. So some of the projects relating to Ethereum. Ethereum Blockchain as a Service is a partnership between Microsoft and Consensus, and its goal is to build a cloud-based blockchain developer environment. Another project is the creation of a network of data centers, and this is also a partnership between AMD and Consensus. And you see Consensus here a lot because Consensus was one of the companies that one of the other 7 founders of Ethereum created after they left Ethereum.
Now evaluating cryptocurrency and fiat currency. Fiat currency is a government-issued currency that is not backed by a commodity like gold. So fiat money gives central banks control over the economy since they control how much money is being printed. And most modern paper currencies are fiat currencies like the US dollar. Cryptocurrency has the following advantages of crypto users have full control with their finances and privacy. There is no third-party involvement. And with blockchain technology, this provides privacy and security. It is harder to steal cryptocurrencies since it is encrypted and digital. There are no exchange rates or fees charged to crypto users. Cryptocurrencies are universally recognized at given value, so there is no exchange rate. And it is easier to track criminal activity. With the travel rule, financial institutions are required to give information regarding the originator and beneficiary when crypto transfers are made in relation to money laundering. So this aids the transparency of crypto transactions. As for disadvantages, cryptocurrencies can be volatile in price. There will be an increased risk of cyber attacks. And since crypto is platform dependent instead of being backed by government, there is no asset protection for currency loss. And there is a risk of total loss in value to cryptocurrency. Moving on to fiat currency, some advantages are it is generally stable since it is backed and managed by some sort of government entity, like the US Federal Reserve, for example. It is easier to use, especially in its physical form. Users not too technologically fluent can utilize physical cash and is easier and preferred for these types of users. Governments may offer protection and insurance since it is backed by a government and central bank, so funds lost to theft or fraud can be recovered. As for disadvantages, fiat holders must share privacy and finances with banks and services. For example, if you use PayPal or Venmo, you will have to accept to their terms and conditions to use their services. If the user denies these terms and conditions, they cannot use the service. There are fees that are charged to fiat holders. Fiat currencies differ, so it is not universally recognized. So there are additional fees that come with fiat currencies. And money lost or destroyed are hard to recover. So misplacing cash in your pockets and whatnot, it is hard to recover if lost. Lastly, fiat currency can experience inflation or value erosion. As for similarities, both cryptocurrency and fiat currency can exist in a digital form. Only about 10% of the world's money is in physical form. The rest exists in a digital form. So for both fiat currency and for cryptocurrency, there is a large digital dependency for both. These are the references that we have used throughout this presentation. And this concludes our presentation. Thank you so much.